All right, good morning guys. It's Nick with NK Landscaping, again as usual, and we are loaded up, ready to go to a new job. BX is coming out today, no excavator. It is a drainage job. We stopped by yesterday, dropped off all of our pipes and such, and this is the main load of equipment coming out. So let's get out to site and show you what's going on here. So we're here, unloaded on site. The last time we were here, we installed a sewer and I think electric line. There are two separate trenches going to this garage that's being refurbished into an art studio. It's kind of cool. It looks really nice in there. But anyway, we did all that for a contractor, and now we are here solo for the client. I got the truck in here. It's really tight, but what we're going to be doing is there's some drainage issues on the side of this house. We're going to have to remove most of this brush, cut and trim all this. So we got a gutter that's going to be run into a new line. There's this unknown pipe that we have to excavate to figure out what's going on there. And the real big issue is there's another gutter down there that we're going to tap into, but this is a sump pump line, and that pours water out here. But right below that, there's like a hole in the foundation that when it rains hard, water just comes right in the foundation here. So like I said, we got to trim all this out of here. As you can see, it's really only BX access. And we're going to dig down, expose the foundation, figure out where the leak is coming from. We're going to patch it, backfill it, and then through this whole section out to the street, we actually have just enough pitch over this whole run of the house. There's 13 inches of fall. And we're going to install a very shallow French drain to catch any falling water and get it out towards the street, plus catching the gutter water and the water from that sump pump outlet. Looks a little different, huh? We basically took down all the trees up to the damaged area that we talked about during the meeting. So we actually have enough room to work in here. So there's going to be one spot to excavate there, figure out what's going on with that, and then the main concerning leak was right under the sump pump line. But while we were checking things out, yeah, that's not good. That's another hole right into the foundation, right next to where the gutter drains. So we just talked to the client. They are authorizing another repair in this section. So almost time to dig. I need to now, we need a little extra room in the trailer. So I'm going to take the BX and shove all this brush forward a little bit so we have a little bit more room. This stuff's all getting taken to the recycling facility because I don't want it. So we're back from the recycling place. We dumped our load and we ate lunch, so we are ready to go. I need to now cut this metal sump pump line. I want to shorten that quite a bit just to help me with access, and then we don't need it that long. We're going to be adapting it to PVC. So got the hacksaw with a way overkill of a battery, but I'm going to trim that down to, I don't know, maybe 4 inches off the house, and then we'll come in here and start digging. So we're digging near our sump hole, and you can see the BX just barely fits in here, and I was not able to get any footage because I'll show you in a second, but I have to literally walk on up over the BX here, and we'll come around. So Kurt is standing right next to that sump outlet I had cut with the Sawzall, and I don't know what you'll be able to see of it, so I'll get down there in just a second here. One second. Very tight work environment. You gotta like parkour your way down in here. Everything's hot. Oh, and every time you step on something, dirt's falling. Okay, let's see if I can show you what's going on. So there's the sump drain. This is the window area where it was getting wet inside. You see that? That is some clay pipe. Probably what used to be a foundation drain running this way. So you have the one in the corner right there. Probably goes down and over to this T and then continues out to the street. Now, there was a cast iron pipe going down into it, probably think for a gutter at some point. And then there's a T going into the basement. And we have a video from the client of during a rainstorm that was actually backfeeding water into the basement. Now, I don't know if someone put that in at some point to try to gravity feed water out of the basement, but now, since we assume one side of this pipe is clogged, any water that's getting in this pipe otherwise is now flowing into the basement. So we need to cut this at least on the side that goes into the basement. I'm not so concerned with the straight runner this way, but cut that where it goes in the basement, and we need to fill that and patch any of the area in here with hydraulic cement so that we can keep water from going into this basement. But it's just tight. Kurt moved every bit of that dirt by hand, and the neighbor's driveway is like right there, so I can't go any wider. And as you can see, I can't fit any bigger of a machine. So we think we found what's going on here. You can see the old gas line there. It was replaced. The new gas line is just right there. It is. So what happened, it looks like, is when they dug for the new gas line, this foundation here is not deep. The basement on this part of the house, in this corner, is dirt. So these bricks don't go down as far as that gas pipe. So when they excavated for the gas pipe, I think the bricks got undermined a little bit, and it caused the brick foundation to fail down here. So we're not going to dig any more of this today, because what's going to have to happen, this is going to get excavated a little more, and we're going to have to concrete all this in place so that it doesn't continue falling apart. At least we'll be fixing the gutter so water won't be entering in this area. But we have a little bit more to do around the back, and then that's we're going to come up with a good game plan for tomorrow, bring a bunch of different tools and materials, and tomorrow we should be able to get quite a bit done. Alright guys, so we've been working away here. What we were able to do, I did not need the jackhammer. I just went down there. Kurt gave me a bunch of hammers that we had brought with us, gave that thing a good solid whack, and busted the T open. We cleaned it all out. It was full of dirt, and we jam-packed hydraulic cement all in all three directions of the T, at least 8 to 10 inches back down in the T, and then just capped it off on top. There was a rock in the foundation there, so Kurt put some bricks in and cemented over that. And then on the inside of the foundation where that pipe actually came out, we went in there and did a little more cement over here. We were able to pull out that like 12-inch section of clay pipe. It's either clay or the whatever the paper stuff is. I forget the name at the moment. We dug down as far as we could reach with that. That also had some dirt in it, and Kurt capped it with, like I said, at least 12 inches of hydraulic cement. So I got to mix up a little last batch for the corner over there. Kurt's gonna get that foundation section rebuilt a little bit. Hopefully we have enough. If not, we'll add some more tomorrow. But let me get to mixing, and then that'll be it for today. Let this cure up, and tomorrow we can start with the actual drainage portion. Back this morning, I'm getting another batch of hydraulic cement mixed up. This is mainly for the corner of the house to fix that foundation. Looks like that. It's pretty dry. And that down there is pretty dry. Might add a little bit more to this front fascia of the wall, but like I said, the most of it is going down there. Once that's done, we're gonna get this all graded out to run our French drain. Like I said, it's gonna be extremely shallow because we don't have a lot of slope to work with here. I think what the measurement was 13 inches from this corner of the house to the sidewalk. So what we're gonna do is create like a little bit of a V-trench following that slope exactly to the street, and the pipe will sit in that on top of the fabric and get coated in river rock because we have a trailer full of river rock. We're going to use that as a drain slash decorative stone. So let's get this all mixed up and get that in place. So we've now gone and filled in all of our excavated holes here, and we're doing our best to just clean everything up. What we need to do is there's a little bit of a hump in the middle. We're going to get our rough grade here, and all that dirt's going to get brought back to this end. And then what we need to do is we can't come up any higher in grade than the corner of the house here, because that's the backyard height, and then we'll just create a puddle here. But I think when we took our initial 13-inch measurement, it was from right there. So from right there on that broken piece of concrete to the sidewalk is 13 inches. We need to set that slope into the laser level, and we're going to get this grade raked out the best we can to that, so that when we put our gutter pipes and everything, we got the most slope possible to get water out towards the sidewalk. So we spent a little while fine-tuning the grade here. When it boils down to it, we have basically 1.5 inches over 10 feet of slope. That's not a lot. We just don't have it. The sidewalk's down there. I can't go any lower, and I can't raise this any higher. But we laid down all this pipe, and we ran the hose through it, and it does drain out the other side. So we do have slope, and it is working. And now we need to lay out our fabric, and then we will put the pipe and river rock in place. So we got to get an end cap on this. This is the French drain, or the perforated pipe. So we just threw a 90 on there for now. But that runs uninterrupted along the left side on the lower side of the trench. We have a gutter going into a solid pipe running down, and the other gutter taps in there. Then we have the sump line running in its own 1.5-inch pipe out to the street here. So you can see where this gutter kind of jumps that sump line. But that leaves us with 3 pipes outletting here at the end of this stoop, and that'll drain into the street, and then it'll be one of the drain grates down there. We'll take it away. But right now what we need to do is fill this whole thing with river rock, and that's going to top the pipe, so you won't see these pipes anymore, and it'll basically just look like a really simple basic river rock garden bed, except there will be no plants, and the river rocks will act kind of like a little bit of water storage. Normally for a drain trench we'll use a coarse stone. There's just more air gap and void between all the sharp angles. Round rock doesn't provide that, but in this case it's more decorative than anything. But I'm going to use the BX to scoop into the Yard Max, and then the Yard Max, once we get a pile on top of the pipes, we can drive up and down. So just doing a little cleanup first because it's a mess and it's hot, and then we'll get to it. right, welcome to the third and final day. We are getting ready to put the finishing touches on here. Kurt wants his end cap, but I gotta take my key out. You can see we got our river rock installed. That was just over 4.5 tons worth, and we need a little bit extra. So we brought that with us today. Just got another extra ton. So we're gonna get that installed. A little bit of seed and straw to throw down, then I'll show you guys the finished product here. I think it turned out pretty good, but let's get a little bit of work done and get to it. Well guys, we're all wrapped up, so that's 3 days. I mean, we haven't finished the third day, but it's a 3-day project, and we just put down some seed and straw and loaded up the machine. You want to see what it looks like? So this end's gonna look a little weird just because we're going from a 4-inch pipe. We gotta cover that down to grade. Once I put some plants here, it'll look fine, but we're going for that whole natural river rock riverbed look. We've got a gutter, and hidden in here is the French drain on the lower side. Everything rock-wise is sloped away from the house, but in the center, we do have that V trench where that French drain is sitting, so it will catch any water that falls, whether it be from the neighbor or from the house. The gutter going in. No more weeds. We've got that heavy-duty FX80 fabric down in here, so that should help prevent a lot of weeds as well. Sump pump running in its own line and out. Trimmed back all these trees to keep the stuff off the house. Got another gutter here. And all that outletting right here. So we got 3 pipes with a little bit of a bowl and even slope towards the road. So I guess what's more important is how it looks from the road. You can barely even tell. So it gives that illusion of that natural kind of stone riverbed, but it's very functional. On top of that, we did the foundation repair in the corner here. That's hidden by stone, but that's been fixed now. We plugged the hole under this window where the water was literally gurgling into the house. So we plugged up that T of the old foundation drain with hydraulic cement. And last but not least, over here, there was another hole for that French assumed foundation drain that we plugged. So we are done. As usual, I want to thank you guys for watching. I know this was a shorter, kind of quick, simple project, but still some of the stuff we have to do. So let me know what you think. Drop a comment, a like, a subscription, or don't do any of that too. It's all right. I won't be offended. But I'll see you on the next one. And while you're at it, go check out Kurt with NK Garage. He's got a new video or 2 each week about tools. So check him out, and see you around.